Welcome back to Divine Whispers. So, the door swings both ways in our mind-body connection because the body and mind are one, as you already know. The body is the physical manifestation of the mind, just as the contents of the mind are the blueprints from which your physical body will spring forth, as well as your world. Now think about that for a moment, because it seems to be our urge to skim right past this point and really not give it fair weight. So listen to it one more time. Your mind can tell your actions what to do. This we know, right? But what we do, our actions and experiences, also provide our mind with new beliefs. And that's very powerful. And that's what's being overlooked. What we do can change what we believe. The door swings both ways. And belief is the key to what we are seeking. Can you see this? The door swings both ways. Now, what does this mean in an everyday sense? Well, sometimes when we can't quite get our mind around something, we can hotwire it and we can take a shortcut. We can let our bodies, in other words, our actions and experiences, provide an updated belief for our minds. Here's an easy example. You can read all the books about riding a bicycle you like, but you won't be able to truly feel what it's like until your body demonstrates it for you. Then, wordlessly, all is conveyed to your mind. And this works in this instance too. So say you're looking for more love and happiness in your life, but it always seems to elude you. One way to accomplish this is to employ this law. Whatever you want to receive for yourself, give selflessly to another or help them to obtain it. No strings attached. And before you know it, you will likely find it in your very own hand. So, in our example, your actions would begin to convey to others the sense of love and happiness that you want. Now, not a needy, hoping to get something back for your efforts type of love. That won't work. But rather love with no expectation of return or reciprocation. Love for the sake of expressing love. Just do it and go on your way. So your actions begin to change in small ways to give another this love and happiness that you hope to find in your own life. You might let someone go in line in front of you, or patiently disregard a coworker's barbed and undermining comment, or leave a nice little tip on your table even though your waiter was rude and inattentive. You are beginning to show love, a love that is unconditional and doesn't spring from what another has or hasn't done for you or to you. It springs from your decision. And you do these actions even though your mind thinks they're useless and you're being silly. Ignore your mind. Tell it to hush. And if you override your learned pattern of things like this will get you nowhere, and you continue these new actions, you will see something miraculous happen. You will be happier. You will begin feeling love even when there seems to be no one there giving you love. It will leak anonymously in around the corners, and you will soon find similar small gestures of love and happiness trickling back your way. And as your mind sees these things, it will begin to change its belief pattern. And when we change our belief pattern, we change what we perceive to be reality, not metaphorically, but in a very real way. And you can build from this, growing into larger gestures of love and happiness, only to find them coming right back to you like a boomerang. But usually not from the people who received the initial gesture, by the way, but usually from seemingly out of the blue. And by this gesture, you also begin to learn that you do not lack. You begin to see that whatever you need springs forth from you, and that to give is indeed the easiest way to get. So give without strings attached. Give despite conditions and circumstances. Give because you can and you want to, and watch it fly right back to you. So through our actions and experiences, even when our minds don't believe in what we're doing, we can eventually change the belief that our mind holds as true. And with the changing of these beliefs, not only does our world change, but we begin to grasp the keys of the kingdom. We begin to truly grasp that we are indeed the prodigal sons and daughters who have put ourselves into these trials and tribulations, and now we see our way out of it. We just stop putting ourselves there. We no longer accept the spiritual poverty, and we simply go home and claim what has always been ours, the power of change, through our acknowledgement and acceptance of our hand painting every picture that we have experienced. Because now we're going to paint something new. And as your belief in how things come to be in this world grows with the unavoidable acknowledgement of what is happening in your life, you will begin to marvel at what you already knew was true. You are doing this. And yes, there are lots of factors going on. So if something doesn't come to be as you imagined it would, don't be discouraged. Realize there's something blocking it that you are not seeing clearly. So set it aside and ask to be shown what is blocking it. There's always a reason. And in fact, the reason is always staring us right in the face. But sometimes it takes us a while to see it. So pick a new destination to achieve, pack your suitcase, and move forward with your actions and thoughts. Because for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven, and your answer will come to you in its season. Now I know some of you are hungry for clues on how to get into the saddle and how to make this thing work. And as with all higher truths, there is nothing mysterious about it. It's as plain as the nose on your face. Like the little mice running in their mazes, the first step is to simply notice that we're doing this, that it's happening, or at least suspicion that it may be happening. Because it's this noticing that opens the door. Then we must have the wisdom to start where we're at. Target what you want to change. Decide on the destination you want to achieve. Pack your suitcase with the things that will actually help get you there, and enjoy it once you do. And we can slide into these changes easily by taking small actions and experiences and putting them into motion, even when our mind tells us they're silly or won't work, because action has its own law, and with repetition, these actions will show your mind something new. While we are aware that the mind creates and governs the body, we are less aware that the actions of the body also teach and enlighten the mind. The door swings both ways. Eventually, and in some instances from the start, you will accomplish what you want with just a thought. But for now, if you find you can't quite get your thoughts around something, know that you can use your actions to teach your mind the new belief you want it to realize. Just show it until it knows it. And don't miss your whispers of wisdom as they flutter into your mind when you least expect them. Capture them, because they are your direct experience with the voice of that which is divine in you. And the purity of these words will refine the more you listen and act upon what you learn. Because the truth is actually whispering to us all the time. We must only learn to listen. It surrounds us and empowers us. We must only grasp how to use it consciously. Now is the time that we awaken and begin to do these things consciously. I hope this video reminds you of the simple steps, and I hope that as you begin to experiment with them and experience them, I hope that you will feel them resonate with you, and you will sense the harmony of what you are accomplishing. It is your birthright, and it is mine. So may you begin to walk this path, because when one rises, we all rise. Yes, we do. I offer you these thoughts for your consideration.